Hey, what's up? This is Chosen. Happy New Year, and 2022 is upon us, January 1st. So I'm going to be uploading a chat that I had on New Year's Eve with DeadwoodJedi, just some of the highlights of it. We hung out for like an hour and a half. I'm just going to upload the highlight of where we are mainly talking about the Hydra, because that's the newest thing in Raid, and we're just kind of sharing our thoughts on that. A fun little casual chat that we were having with the live stream discussing the newest thing in Raid, which is the Hydra. So I hope you enjoy, and let's get into it.
What's up, dude?
What's up, dude? How you been? We got to get this collab hangout thing in at some point. What are you doing for New Year's?
I know. Nothing. Per usual. We'll sit at home. Maybe get some whiskey and drink that for a bit.
Oh yeah, what's your whiskey of choice?
I'm an Irish whiskey person, so
Jameson.
it generally goes. You know, I like myself some Jameson Black Label or Caskmates, personally, but you know, I can mix it up.
Yep, the Irish whiskey.
You got plans?
I mean, you know the life we lived.
Right.
Probably more the same, working, hanging out. But we're also supposed to get dumped on with a ton of snow today. So.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, the life
it's been raining here for like the last 2 weeks, like nonstop. But I'm inside all the time, so I don't even. Every time I go to get my mail, I'm like, "Oh shit, is it raining? Is that what's going on right now?" The fun part. It's actually why I like Hydra. It's a lot more problem solving. You know.
Yeah, the Hydra is an interesting one, because I think from my perspective, I'm getting a very negative feel from the community.
Oh, me too. I'm one of the few people that actually likes it.
Yeah.
And even then, I really have a lot of issues with it. Right? Like I think I just wrote a kind of a long post.
I read your dissertation in the content creator chat. Your PhD thesis.
We all know they don't listen to us, right? Like Plarium doesn't listen to us. So if I'm going to give feedback, I want to be thorough and well thought out so that they can't at least dismiss it as just idle chat, right? And I didn't want to be like, this sucks, I hate it, fix it. You know? I wanted to at least provide some, possible solutions and stuff like that. But, it's frustrating right now. I find it an interesting problem solving challenge, but what I keep running into is the truth that there's too many problems and not enough solutions available for it. And it's it kind of sucks if you don't have the right champions, you can't do it, and even if you have the right champions, you still have to have crazy gear to make it work. And I think I find it very, very difficult.
If I had to pick two things, I'd say the head of mischief is like the not having fear and then redirecting every attack on it is just crazy. And then and then probably that they have too high of defense. Like it's just too hard to hit them hard. Like you can't do enough damage based on how much damage you have to do. You can't you have to live for 120 turns to do enough damage, it seems like.
I've been finding that there's my biggest issues are similar to yours, right? Like the fact that it's so hard to do damage, I don't really have an issue with that at the top levels, because like they want this to be higher end content. I'm okay with that. But when you're talking about like normal and hard, like the lower difficulties, those should still be accessible to everybody in the game, right? I mean, you want an entire clan to be able to participate, and it sucks to bring in new content that new players can't even approach. Like even the normal Doom Tower is approachable for most players, right? And like maybe not the hard side of it, but there's a normal side that's approachable, and you need that for Hydra. So I think you're right. Like lowering the defense on those early stages would be a big help. I don't really mind the head of mischief so much, because you can actually resist it, and you can predict it, right? It's gonna go for the person with the most buffs. So like you can manipulate that to your advantage. I don't like the head of torment.
No, when you attack it, you can't resist it deflecting your attack to a different head, can you?
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking. That's what I'm talking about.
If you bring in Hex, the worst debuff in the game.
Yeah, sure. But then they just cleanse it all the time.
I mean, well, every 5 turns. Yeah, it's annoying. It's annoying.
Yeah, like you now if you could resist it deflecting your attack to a different head, then I'd be okay with it.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't love the head of mischief. I don't like the redirect part of it. I agree with that. But I get it at least, right? Like it at least I feel like there's ways to work around the head of mischief, right? There is like minimal amount of speed tuning, so it's not the one that eats your champions. You can kind of, work yourself around that for the majority of it, and AoE damage can, kind of open him up anyway. But it's hard, right? It's just I just find that all the champions we need, there's too few of. Like how many AoE max HP champions are there? Royal Guard, Seer, and Husk. Like that's 3. So okay, we got 3 significant damage dealers, and then we only have a handful of champions that can deal with that true fear, which is absolutely the worst. The head of torment is ridiculous. I don't even like. I was playing around with Tatura. I finally fused Tatura, and the problem is Tatura fears herself when she places the perfect veil. So I'm like, okay, cool. So she plays perfect veil, and I still need to bring someone to cleanse Tatura then, because like, what the f? What the actual f? I don't understand the point of that. It's real. It's gonna be a pain. I also don't like how the heads respawn and you get whatever head. Like, give me 4 and let me play with the 4, and you can switch them each month and we'll play with that. But like, it's weird.
Well, I think they were just giving themselves lots of protection against being able to like cheese it. They wanted as much RNG as possible,
I mean, yeah, you're right. They just went overboard, I mean, I don't know. Like I was saying in my dissertation, it's like, when you can go anywhere from 10 to 25 million damage based off of, respawning and refreshing, it seems like the RNG may be a little
and
bit
which
too high.
head eats your champs, and yeah, there's just how the true fears proc. There's just 100 different ways of the RNG.
Yeah. Well, which head respawns too? Like that's a huge part of it. Does the head of torment respawn again? Because if it does, great. I can do what I've been doing effectively. Does it not? Well, then I'm in trouble. Does the head of wrath come out? That's the end of my run right there. Like, there's a bunch of different aspects to it that I think are frustrating. And real frustrating for lower end players. But I also think like, I feel like most people, I don't feel like it's super hard to take down normal for most. I don't know. I guess it depends on the account. And, like,
Well,
what you have.
I mean, I don't think it's super hard for most like people that have been playing a while to 3-key normal.
That's what I mean. Right?
But I mean, it's even hard for me to do hard, and that's just the second one. And I've spent $10,000 and played for 3 years, so I can't imagine how hard is for like your average player.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, that's a really good point, actually.
But
I was doing my brutal run last week and the other day, and I was like, well, 10 million looks like the cap on this one, maybe 15. And then I just got lucky and hit 25. And I was like, how am I supposed to rely on this every time? Am I, supposed to spend, 3 or 4 hours refreshing till I get that every single time? Because like, that's it. That's my only team that's going to be able to do that. Nobody else is going to be able to crack 10, It's rough.
Yeah, no, the brutal one is just nasty. And then you have people that have spent $50,000 and they're able to do the crazy end tier ones, which I guess that's probably their goal.
Yeah, I mean, and that kind of makes sense, but it's like, like I don't have a Duchess on my account. I've spent $10,000 on this game. Is there why am I excluded from having a snowball chance in hell of beating that boss? Because I couldn't pull a Duchess? Like, what I mean? Like there's so few champions that are really OP for that. Not even OP, but like required. Like you need Duchess, Rector, Drath, or Shamail, basically, right? Like there's not really a lot of workarounds for dealing with that torment head with the true fear. So how that seems and I have plenty of champions, so like I'm not even upset for myself, but I worry about other people that don't have those champions. Like what are they supposed to do? Like I don't even get this sacred event where you get a Duchess after 3 Sacreds, I'm like, I never pulled a Sacred to get an Epic in my life, right? That's like the bad result, is to get an Epic champion. I was not aiming for it. I don't know.
What are the best? What are the best non-void legendaries you're missing? So Duchess and who else?
Duchess is a big one.
So you have all the other top tier ones like Valkyrie and.
So. Yeah, I should have pretty much all the other top tier non-void legendaries. Yeah, but I just don't have Duchess.
Yeah, it'd be like Duchess, Mashaled.
Yeah, I have 2
Sandra.
I've got 3 Cethalias. You know, I have plenty of quality champions, so it's like I'm not crying for myself. I've got 2 Shemales and I've got a Rector Draft, so I'm able to do it, you know. But it seems silly that there's so few champions that can really do that role for a head that's so crippling for your team. You know, and it's kind of like, I mean, that's also the thing I think with the head of like that head of mischief that you don't like, because nobody uses Hex, because Hex is such a bad debuff. That's why it's such a problem. You know, if they made that like if you can place Weaken, it wouldn't be so bad. You know, like that, like there's plenty of Weaken champions out there. That's a pretty decent debuff to get.
Oh, you mean instead of the mischief deflecting based on Hex being at something else?
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. They would need more things that pair with Hex, or like a way to extend the Hex debuff. But I mean, even then, it still gets cleansed. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
well, then, you know, if someone could place Hex and not have it be removable, that would be
that'd be a good solid. Maybe that'll be the next fusion.
Yeah, I mean, probably it'll probably be something stupid like that. Yeah, they should just make Hex unremovable, Moose. I think you're right. Like that's just a thing they should just do.
Yeah, maybe I could see that. That might, because right now it's pretty never used. So maybe that would be a way to kind of, maybe they're worried about it breaking the arena or something. I don't know, but
I mean, Hex doesn't do anything anyway, right? It literally does nothing.
Well, yeah, it only unlocks other abilities, yeah.
Exactly. And you know what's funny about that, I think, is that those abilities aren't even like super OP. Like I don't know that Thea or Rule, they don't hit. Do they hit harder than a Trenda?
Thea can, yeah. Thea, I think their goal was to make Thea the legendary version of Seer.
Well, they failed.
I mean, like you can make Thea hit harder than Seer versus like Doom Tower waves and stuff, but it just takes a more specific setup than Seer. Like Seer is just more generally, it's like bring anybody that places buffs and you're good.
Yeah. But I mean, I guess that's my point is like, look, you don't have, these champions don't utilize the debuff to the extent that they should be. So and the debuff itself doesn't do anything for you. So you're not breaking the game. Like they have to do something about it if they're going to try and utilize it, right? Like, I don't know. It seems kind of silly to me.
Yeah, I know, but that was just their goal probably. It was, we're going to make like a better version of Seer as a legendary, but
I agree with you. Like I think that's great, right? Like I don't mind that goal. I'm just saying let's make that goal a reality. Because right now it's horribly disappointing.
Yeah.
I don't mind the mischief head mechanics. Like I don't think all in all it's terrible, but you know, the Hex part is kind of stupid. I mean, I'll be honest, I just ignore that head. Like I don't even consider it. You know, I'll hit it with AoE stuff and not spend too much time worrying about it, but it's not a threat for me. What's your team that you've been using? Oh, you got Raglan. Yeah, that's a good champion right there.
I have not been. Wait, is this a new New Year's pack? I think this is. But anyway, I don't. I've been so busy with the holidays, and I fell behind on takeovers and fell behind on content production. So I haven't even really done a deep dive into theory crafting for my own Hydra. I've just been like one keying normal and one keying hard and calling it a day, you know?
That's fair.
So I haven't dove into like Brutal and Nightmare and stuff.
That's fair. I mean, it's not, you know, if you're using like Royal Guards and stuff, it's not. I don't think Brutal and Hard are all that much more difficult. You're doing more damage, right? Because they have higher HP levels, so it's not as big a deal. But you know, surviving, it's the resistance and the accuracy levels that you need. That's the hard part at that point.
Well, yeah, because their stats go up and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Chemist, you're thinking of Thalesia, who's actually pretty solid. I did test her in Hydra. She's pretty good. Decreased defense, hex, and can extend the duration of debuffs, which is pretty nice.
Oh yeah, Thalesia. Yep, I was just talking about that yesterday.
Even with her, still not a perfect. You're not going to keep hex up 100%. Although, you know what I should try to do is I should try building her as like a slow high resist target for the mischief head. That's probably the way to do it. And keep hex up full fight.
I'm just trying to see how much this offer's worth here.
That's a weird pack you got.
An XP barrel. I don't even, or wait, do I have that on here? I have a feast. XP barrel. There we go.
I know you put it on there.
Yeah.
I saw your video where you started looking at the barrels in the feasts.
Oh, it's a good one. It's just not amazing. It's a 2.38, so it falls in the good tier. It's just not excellent. But
solid. People
have spent worse money than this.
People have always spent worse money in this game.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is, you know, even for a high spender, they're not really gonna care about the chicken or the XP barrel. So,
no, it's more just that's time saving than anything else.
Yeah, it'd be more for an early to mid game player that's a high spender, kind of.
Mm-hmm. I got a crazy New Year's offer. It had like, it's like $100, but it had like a bunch of shards in it. I passed. But
oh, like you mean this one right here?
It was like that one. It's just like I think the next level up.
Well, they usually have 3 tiers for every offer. They'll have a low, medium, and a high. So this one probably has, if I had to guess, I don't know. There's probably a $25 version, a $50 version, and a $100 version. If I had to guess,
that would track. I think I have the $100 version.
And I haven't spent for probably about a month, 30 to 40 days. And from my experience, your spending tier gets lowered somewhere around a month, like 25 to 35 days, somewhere in there.
Yeah, it actually looks pretty good. I mean, it's better than that in comparison. Everything's 5 times the amount. 4 times the price, 5 times the amount, except for the sacreds. You only get 2 extra sacred shards.
Yeah, they're very stingy on the sacreds for some reason.
I don't know why.
Sacreds are the worst value in my opinion.
What'd you say?
Sacreds are the worst value in my opinion if you're gonna buy shards.
Agreed.
I think you want to buy. I think if you're a new player or a mid game player, you want to buy ancients, and if you're an end game player, you want to buy voids.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate, I'd say.
Sacreds are kind of in a weird spot in terms of how they price them and what you get for them, I think.
I mean, sacreds are great, but you know, you still have to get the right champions out of it.
Well, and 90% of the time, it's a 4-star chicken, you know, 95%.
It's true.
Alrighty, that is going to do it for this one. Thank you for watching. I'm going to head over for a quick New Year's Day stream just to say hi to you guys and hang out for a little bit and maybe talk about the year of 2021 in review for Raid and make a list of that or something. We'll do something fun. But anyway, a link to that will be down below if you would like to join us, and that will be indicating if I am still live or not. So have a good rest of your New Year's Day, and hope you have a great 2022. As always, thank you for watching. Peace.